Hey everybody, I wanted to jump on here because I have just had an hour and a half where I chatted and I was interviewed by the amazing Alicia Patterson. You can find her on Instagram, innerpoweralicia, Alicia. And we just had an incredible conversation. She is also a practitioner. She is a pelvic health practitioner. She has a background in counselling. And we got into talking all about emotions and energetics, shadow work, the soul journey. And I just love it when I meet other practitioners who are really embracing the world of emotions and energetics into their physical therapy. So she is launching a series on YouTube. I suggest that you follow her because she's interviewed a lot of other amazing people out there, and I'm sure had very interesting conversations like we did today. Inner Power Alicia. And look out, that's coming in March. But we talked all about removing body parts and organs. I often talk about grief is not just the loss of physical people in your world, it's also about grieving the loss of body parts that you may have electively had removed or that you had to get removed because your body was in a lot of pain. We talked about processing those emotions and how both for Alicia and myself, how we have done a lot of our deep inner work to be able to hold space for our clients when they are going through their own releases. Now, she is a pelvic health worker and will do internal work on the pelvis with people. And when you get around to watching this interview, it comes out in March. It's amazing how it's not just a matter of placing your hand here and releasing this tissue. She talks about all of the other stuff that releases and how the body armor just drops, and how people's energy just changes, and how memories of old trauma or experiences come up when that tissue is touched, because we store these emotions in our tissues. We also follow and read about Gabor Mate's work, Peter Levine. Also, we mentioned, because we were talking about the soul journey and past lives, we talked about Brian Weiss's book, which is Many Lives, Many Masters. And it was just incredible. It's so nice to come across other practitioners who are embracing the world of emotions and energetics, because a lot of people will come to see us because they want to shift through their pain. But that's just the start of it. That's what I call the first phase of discomfort. You shift through that pain, you process your stuff, your body might react, your nervous system goes a bit crazy. But then when you do this deeper work, you start to discover yourself. And the second phase of discomfort is that, oh my gosh, I realize that this is what I want to do. I find my soul purpose, and that's scary, and a whole bunch of resistance can come up. But if you can go from, your pain to finding your soul purpose, I'm doing it small on the screen, but usually it's a lot bigger. There can be decades in between this point and this point. It is just full of amazing things. But it can feel like, I want to be there now. I want to figure out what my soul purpose is now. But when you're in your pain and you're not functioning to your fullest, it can be very difficult to access what this purpose is. And so we talked a lot about surrendering to the process, letting things and messages and lessons land at the time, and trust that it might be months, it might be years, it might be decades before you get to this point where you find yourself and what it is you want to do with your life. And one of the key places to start is fully to accept your pain, your discomfort, and some of the negative emotions that might be present for you now. Because if you want to push the negativity away and you aspire to be ahead of the game, this is where you can actually push that thing further and further away from you. Push the thing that you desire further away from you. So yeah, we talked about being on our soul journey and how there was a phrase that I learnt or heard 10 years ago. I don't know who said it, but it really stuck with me, and it didn't make sense back in the time. It was that we are spiritual beings having a human experience. And now I completely understand that. Maybe I've got more to understand, but this is where I feel like I'm here to live out my soul purpose, express my truth, And I want my soul to ascend. I want my soul to have another happy life. I don't want to come back and learn painful lessons. So this is with Inner Power Alicia, spelled Alicia. She is interviewing a bunch of amazing people. I was interviewed by her today. We spent an hour and a half together, just conversational, talking about removing body parts, fertility, and also the deeper work that happens and the magic that happens when people are willing to go to these dark places. So she's going to be launching that in March on YouTube, so you can actually watch the interview and listen to it. But it was just heaps of fun, and I would love to connect with more practitioners like this and have conversations about the physical world and how we can change our physical, mental and behavioural body, and also integrate the practical with the magic, the energy, the emotions, and all of the other amazing stuff that is available to us. So go and give her a follow, and I look forward to sharing with you soon. Bye.